All right, Eagles hosting the Vikings, and there is Kirk Cousins' 103.6 passer rating. That is a career high. Carson Wentz trying to make something happen for his squad. Second quarter, game tied 3-3. Carson Wentz fumbles, and Linval Joseph, the big man with little ball.
Richard,
I see ya. Richard. 64-yard touchdown.
Why are there sunglasses for the oxygen mask?
I think it helps with the oxygen.
It does?
I don't know.
How could it possibly?
I think he's just trying to be cool.
Okay.
All right, let's go. Adam Thielen, okay, listen, one of 3 players in Super Bowl era with 100-plus yards in the first 4 games of the season. We'll get to that a little bit later. How about this catch right here? That is beautiful. 24 yards. First down, Thielen. Here you go, 3-yard touchdown. You'll see Thielen run this route, hitting the corner, beautiful ball, drop a dime back in the end zone. I see a Thielen. The Vikings lead.
Hey.
Wow. Hey, do your dance, do your dance. Okay. That's your Thielen. I got a Thielen. And check out this ball. This is one of the most beautiful balls of the season. Not just the weekend or the game of the season. Kirk Cousins dropped the dime. That was 68 yards. So let me update that now. Adam Thielen, first player Super Bowl era with 100-plus yards in each of his first 5 games to start the season.
Not first Vikings player.
No.
Ever.
First player.
That's ridiculous.
That is ridiculous, Kyle. All right, fourth quarter. Eagles trailing 23-14. Carson Wentz, and it hurts so good. Zach Ertz. Okay, onside kick. Jake Elliott. The kick bounces.
Who got it?
Go to.
Who got it? Who
the
got
guy
it?
with the hands.
Yellow gloves?
Yeah, the best receiver in football.
Right.
Adam Thielen hangs on to it. Check him out. And he made it difficult just because he knew we were going to talk about it. I see you. You know you could have come.
Best receiver in all of football.
Right.
You throw that in there.
Right.
Just change the headline.
I'm going to just show, hey, just check the numbers, man. My dude is balling out. Shout out to Thielen, though, doing his thing. And shout out to my Vikings. They win 23-21 over the Eagles. Let's hear from both QBs, Cousins and Wentz.
It's great to win on the road in the NFL. It's always a satisfying feeling because you know how hard it is, how challenging it is to come into an environment like this against a really good football team. Took, you know, all the guys that stepped out there today. Got a lot of contributions. I was proud of the offensive line to only allow 1 sack with as many attempts as we had, and with the pass rush that they have to go on the road with Riley Reef then having to go out and moving Rashad over to left tackle, Brian, a rookie, stepping in at right tackle. I thought it was very impressive by them to only give up 1 sack and play the game that they played.
We got to take a real hard look in the mirror. Little mistakes like that, kind of the same thing I really echoed last week after the game. These little mistakes that sometimes can go overlooked are just killing us, and we're playing like we're a young rookie team, and we're not. And so we got to really be hard on ourselves and learn from these mistakes and turn it around fast.
Yeah. Gentlemen, Minnesota had to have just circled this game on the calendar, highlighted it, all of that when the schedule was released. What is the most impressive thing about them getting revenge from the NFC Championship game?
The most impressive thing is Kirk Cousins. He made some throws in this game, and he's been doing it all season. He's playing at such an efficient level. I remember in the offseason I said out of the 3 quarterbacks that moved around, the top names, Alex Smith, Case Keenum, and Kirk Cousins, one of these guys is going to rise to the occasion, one of these guys not so much. Now, I remember I was making the case for Case all summer. Kirk Cousins is separating himself right now. He is separating himself by the way he's playing, by the way he's controlling this offense. And the throws, they are just zipping through the air and with complete accuracy. The way that he can hit receivers on the run and put them in position to make plays after they catch the ball is so impressive, and he's doing it all the while taking shots just like this. So I'll say Kirk Cousins.
I'm just going to double down on it. It's such an important game for Cousins because from a fan's perspective, it's just a direct side-by-side comparison. It's like he took them on the same date to the same restaurant that Case Keenum did last year. Case Keenum was a disaster. It was a terrible night for them. So Cousins comes in this house of horrors, and Fletcher Cox and the world champs are going to get right. He was so good and so efficient, and all this thing. Case Keenum had a special thing with Adam Thielen. No, Kirk Cousins has a special thing with everybody. He's a fantastic quarterback right now. It's exciting as hell.
The offensive coordinator for the Minnesota Vikings is John DeFilippo. He was the quarterback's coach in Philadelphia last year. They came in there, and that team was supposed to be defense first, Cousins do the job. But when you get there, and, you know, it's a horrible story. Tony Sperano passes away 2 days before the start of training camp. He's their run game coordinator. They lose their starting guard in Joe Berger. They lose their other starting guard in Nick Easton. He's got 2 Ferraris on the outside. And Thielen and Diggs. They completely scrapped what they were supposed to be identity-wise and said, let's just roll with Cousins and these 2 wide receivers. When you've got 2 Ferraris out there, you let them fly.
Open the garage up, man.
And I'll tell you what, Mario Andretti, that's Kirk Cousins right now.
Hey.
He's rolling in them because they've got the best passing offense in the league.
You're right.
That no one's talking about. I love their offense, and I love what DiFilippo's
And as
doing.
a quarterback and as a team, I look at it, you know, I'm from Chicago. I'm looking at the NFC North from a Bears perspective. Sole possession of the NFC North for 2 straight weeks. Now they have a bye, of course. I'm more scared of Kirk Cousins and company than I am of Aaron Rodgers right now with the weaponry, with the fact, even without a run game in Minnesota, they're still getting it done with the holes on defense that they're not going to keep playing terribly. There's too much talent on that defense to keep playing there. And then you look at it also from a Broncos perspective. I'm looking at it from their fan perspective. They could have maybe had Kirk Cousins. Maybe not. We don't really know. But the fact that they've got Case Keenum, who's not performing as expected at all down there for the Broncos, you've got to be like, we could have had that. All right, more highlights for you right now. We will get to the evil side of this thing. So that is the takeaway from that game. But let's go to Pittsburgh.
Let's go to Pittsburgh. Who Kirk Cousins drives a Ferrari? I saw him as like a PT Cruiser guy. Ben Roethlisberger has. No, well, Roethlisberger does too. And there's a man named Antonio Brown, number 84 for Pittsburgh Steelers. Had a big day. It was the third quarter with them already leading 13-10. Now they're up 27-17 in the fourth quarter. Is he going to do them again? Is he going to go AB again? Come on now. Who's that, Juju? That's the old dog right there. Antonio Brown. He arrives in a helicopter.
He's back.
Yes, he is. And he's doing a dance, and Ben is loving it. And the Steelers wake up. 41-17. Great day in Pittsburgh.
All right, next, the Dolphins, the Bengals in Cincinnati. All right, fourth quarter, Dolphins lead 17-10. Ryan Tannehill trying to make something happen. He drops back. He's going to let go of that ball. It gets tipped and is intercepted by Michael Johnson, who runs like Michael Johnson into the end zone. Now the 21-yard touchdown. Very upright. Chest out.
Gold shoes.
And he's burning, with the gold shoes.
Atlanta, 96.
All right, later in the fourth, the Dolphins trail 20-17. There's Tannehill. Stripped, sacked. Carlos Dunlap. And the ball's recovered by Sam Hubbard, who puts the game in the cover. 19-yard touchdown. Bengals, they lead 27-17, and that would be your final score. Tannehill had 2 interceptions in this one. Shout out to the Bengals.
What a 4-1 Bengals team. Another team in the AFC North making some noise. The Cleveland Browns. Baker Mayfield, number 1 overall pick. What are you going to do against this vaunted Ravens?
You're going to tie again.
Unbelievable pass here. Overtime.
Big neck strikes.
Not to Jarvis Landry, not to Antonio Callaway, not to Josh Gordon, to Derek Willis for 39 yards. Gets them into range. Greg Joseph out of FAU. The Owls.
Man, that was a knuckle.
What? It got partially blocked. It goes through. The Browns beat the Ravens. They have 2 wins. Baker Mayfield, another victory.
All right, take a look at these stats from Cleveland Browns over the last 2 seasons. Gents, better in every single category. They are on the ups. Now, we'll have more highlights for you coming up on Good Morning Football. Kenny had a holiday.
Celebrate!
Yesterday up against the Packers. This is a very interesting NFC North showdown. What did we learn about this division after 5 weeks of football? We've got takeaways and more highlights. Crowell.
All-time Jets record.
Jets record against the Broncos. What is going on here? He ran over 200 yards with a touchdown.